Hey everyone, Katka here, and today we're going to talk about the concept of non-alignment or feeling out of sync. Now, before I start, I'm going to have to apologize for all this background noise. There's construction happening on the other side, and that's something that I cannot control, so I apologize for that. But let me begin this video and talk to you guys. Yeah, you guys right here. The main theme of this video is to envisage the concept or the idea that coming into a state of negativity or out of alignment or being out of sync is one of the biggest factors that play in our expansion and in our growth as we go along our path in our awakening. So let's just look at how this is possible. So all of us go through life. Sometimes we feel really in alignment when everything is working. People are coming into our lives, places, events, things, everything is ace. We can feel the magic, we can feel this inner calm, we can feel connected to source, and everything's really up there. We're up at the peak of the mountain, yeah? And then sometimes we feel not so energetic, not so much at peace, not so much in alignment, and things are not working out and we're getting frustrated and we feel like we're stuck. And that's the whole concept of non-alignment, right? Now you got to remember that everyone goes through times when they're up there on the peak of the mountain and goes through times when they're down there struggling in the valleys below the mountain. Now many of us, when we fall into the, I'm going to put that in quotes, fall into the state of non-alignment, we begin to blame ourselves and we begin to think that we did something wrong in order for us to have come back into the situation of pain and suffering and insecurities and fear. So when we fall out of sync or fall out of alignment, many of us tend to blame ourselves and instantly begin to lose esteem and love and respect for ourselves because we think that we did something wrong, and our focus becomes on self-judgment and self-sabotage. This is what I call the mind's conspiracy to sabotage our own potential for greatness. So you must understand that the universe is dynamic and it is linear and it is ever expanding. You can't go back in the universe. You can't fall back into anything. You can only go forward. Now, when we experience a lack of alignment, we have not gone back in our evolution, but we've actually gone forward in our evolution when we experience these states of non-alignment. Let me explain how. When you find yourself in a place of non-alignment or out of sync, let's replace, or the first step would be to replace the term problems or out of sync, or I have run back into my problems, or run back into these patterns of thought and self-abuse, or I've run back into feeling, of being depressed. Instead of calling these things problems or being depressed or self-sabotage or whatever, let's shift our vocabulary and start calling these things as an opportunity pocket. Alright? An opportunity pocket to grow. Now, basically what an opportunity pocket is a manifestation of the vibration of your fears and insecurities that you have not transcended yet. Fears, insecurities, problems, patterns, thoughts, all of these things that you haven't released or haven't transcended yet, they still exist as vibrations within us, and the manifestation of those vibrations is the opportunity pocket. Let's not call it the problem. Let's shift our focus and our vocabulary and call it the opportunity pocket to grow, okay, to our highest potential, for balance in all areas of our life. So let's look at that. So when you find yourself faced with this opportunity pocket, you have two options. The first one is to swim in your misery, enter the self-abuse loop, which is just a loop in your brain like a washing machine that is all about self-pity, depression, how life is unfair, how I don't deserve to live, how I am this, I am that, and just continue to swim in your own sadness and your own self-pity and your lack of worth and all of that. You can continue to complain about how everything's going wrong and it's just a constant loop in your head, okay? Or option number 2 is that you can assess now all of your fears, insecurities, whatever it is now up in your face, yeah? And you can either look at that and assess it and see what can I do that would benefit me in my growth to reach my highest potential and work towards that, which is using the mind, of course, and at the same time keep your focus on the positive things also. Okay, so it becomes like an infinity thing. So you have looking at the mind. Okay, so let this be the infinity thing. So you have the mind where you're assessing the problem and seeing how you can solve it, and the heart, which is keeping constant focus on the right things. That could be doing spiritual practices like breathing. That is, when you breathe in an even pattern, you become synced with the universal or biological rhythms of the universe and the earth. So things start to become a little more in sync with the universe. You can do that. You can meditate, where you can shut down the mind chatter and the mind's conspiracy to sabotage your potential. You can focus on gratitude, and all of us have, personally, I think each of us can make a list of at least 100 things to be grateful for, no matter what our situation. At least 100 things. Because there's so much around us and on our planet and in our universe to be grateful for, that it amazes me of how people can focus on that. So you can focus on gratitude. You can focus on giving to other people, being the light for other people, even if you can't be the light for yourself. So these are different techniques which I will talk about in a different video, which is the importance of spiritual practice when your mind goes all loony and it's in that loop of negative self-talk and negative perceptions and negative beliefs. I'll talk about that in a different video. But this is option number 2, is to do something about it while keeping a positive outlook on things and sort of flowing with the flow. So basically what I'm trying to say is that everyone has their own high experiences where they're all up on the peak of the mountain, and everyone goes down to the valleys as well, because that's the experience of going up with the boulders and the rocks and climbing up the valleys is what makes you stronger to get to the top of the mountain, and is the knowledge you carry to go to the next peak and then the next peak, right? So all my dear friends out there, I invite you to make the right choice the next time you find yourself in an opportunity pocket. So you must remember that all of life's lessons is an opportunity to grow. And a lot more on that in upcoming videos. Stay subscribed so you may actually see those videos and in your notifications. And thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Namaste.